Hello, thanks for tuning in. It's been a very long time since I've uploaded a video to my channel, and I've gotten into some business related things, and it's really taking a lot of time, not only from my hobbies but also from my family. And happy to say that a lot of that time is now it's fine. Everything's sort of working out and leveling out, and so I want to put out a video. Now, I have a sort of a semi-regular chat with Greg at stevethefish.net and Jared at Rebels of Cloud9. We share a tremendous amount of interests together, and one of them was to do a Star Wars group build, and we talked about it, and then I forget who mentioned it, but sort of it came up that why don't we try a FineMolds group build. FineMolds used to produce a lot of Star Wars vehicles and starships, and this is back in the early 2000s, and they no longer are able to produce them. I think so because of course, Disney's takeover of Lucasfilm and all the licensing therein from the Star Wars universe. And so we thought, well, hey, let's give this a shot. Now, I really have to thank Greg for this kit. He found it in Japan. It was took quite a bit of time, almost 3 months to find this kit. It's sort of a sought-after kit. There's a couple of versions. Of course, there's the Slave one, which is Boba Fett's customized version. There's also the Jango Fett version in 172. Now, the Jango Fett version is a lot easier to find. It's a lot cheaper, and but I wanted this one, of course. So he found it for me, and thank you so much, Greg. This is awesome, and I'm really excited to get started on this group build. And so yeah, let's take a look inside the box. Okay, so what do you get in the kit? Well, just to let you know that I've already removed the plastic off all the part sprues, just to make it easier. You can see, no glare or anything like that. Now, of course, I'm going to keep the canopy in plastic to protect it until it gets to the point where I'm going to be assembling it and adding it to the fuselage. Really nice one-piece canopy section. Very clear from what I can gather. These other pieces here will fit inside the main drive. Probably would be a good kit to light. Not that I'm going to be doing that. On the back here is a very rudimentary and small decal sheet. Not too much deckling going on, though the paint job certainly is really heavily weathered, which we'll look at later. So, okay, so instruction manual and painting guide here. We'll take a look at those in a short while. But let's just take a look at the main parts. This is the main fuselage. Huge. It's just it's such a big kit. This starship is massive, and if you're looking at the A-wing that I bought and put together not too long ago, probably from here to here would be the length of the A-wing compared to this guy. So really huge model. That being said, really nice plastic. It's a harder plastic, which I prefer in modeling because I find it sands easier and takes putty and rescribing easier. Very crisp panel lines. Very well done. I do find that the kit seems to be slightly a little, how do you say, it's a bit simplified in its engineering. This section here is going to be a different color than the rest of the fuselage, so it's going to take some pretty good masking to get. I do believe this is dark green, and this is sort of like a sky or an egg blue kind of color. So yeah, very nice, very large. Let's take a look at the main hull components, I guess. The propulsion system in the back here. Yeah, it's just, you sort of put that on there. Look at the size of the thing. It's huge. Anyhow, again, this section, very nice. Goes together. Looks like it's a nice fit. That onto the sprues. This sprue is mainly the cockpit details. Very nicely done. Just going to go through this relatively quickly, guys. I just don't want to take up all your time and bore you with all the details. But yeah, very nice detailing. A lot of pipe work in there. This is for the main fuselage. Bottom is this sort of an array here for the back propulsion system. This looks like the twin blaster cannons that rotate. And here's probably rotates on this. This would be the bar that rotates the stabilizer fins. And speaking of which, here they are. Right there. Other details. Shouldn't take too long to put this one together, and if it's anything like other FineMolds kits that I've put together, well, it's going to go together beautifully. 2 identical sprues for the stabilizer units and the propulsion system cans, or whatever you want to call them. I do believe that these are, if I'm correct, these are some sort of proton bomb or something like that. Yep, very nice. So these are 2 identical sprues. And last but not least is the base, which is massive, just absolutely huge. And would probably need to be in order to support such a heavy and weighted model. So there you go. Quick look at the parts. Alright, so let's have a quick look at the instruction manual. Excellent background and history of this vehicle in Japanese. Step 1 to step 4 would be consisting of the cockpit and the detailing inside. Looks pretty cool. Lots of nice detail. Step 5 proceeds to the stabilizing units, or the fins. Really not much to this kit. Very simple construction. Step 7, the main fuselage goes together. Blaster cannons can rotate. Step 9, then we proceed to the propulsion system. Not a lot to it. One thing I do like, though, is that there's color callouts, and it's for Mr. Color, which is our paints that I use regularly. And then again on to 11 and 12 and 13 is the propulsion system and the finer details that go into that. And then 14, 15, 14 is final assembly, and then 15 is the base. And then the last step, 16, is attaching it. So really not much to this kit, which is great. So I can devote a lot of time to painting. Anyways, let's look at the painting. So nice large sheet. The Slave 1 is really known for its heavily weathered. This is a very old ship, and it was only Boba and his father, or himself as a different being, I guess, Django. They constantly upgraded this ship and made it quite effective, and so it really shows the weathering and the test of time and how old it was. So yeah, some pretty cool colors. So dark green Mitsubishi. Yeah, quite a bit. I'm going to try a couple of techniques, and as we hull red, that's a great color. As we move on to the painting phase down the road, I will really show that in its entirety. Okay. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, stay tuned for further episodes of the FineMolds Star Wars group build. Thanks for watching.